This Saturday I will go on national television, live. I will say horrible things on the air, despicable things, and people will call me brave. WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron.
Oh, the Parlay Pounder.
You got it.
And we had some fun talking a little NCAA football.
Yep.
Had to get Jeremy Odom back into
Had
the fold
to.
there. That's
The
fun.
bottom five.
Beating up on those weaker teams or less fortunate teams in the
Yep.
NFL. Now we got to get back on track with some prime time matchups.
Yep.
Playoff implications on the line. It's not early anymore.
No, it is not.
So we got to get to kind of a fun old rivalry here.
Yeah.
The 5-5 San Francisco 49ers heading on out to Lambeau, where the Packers just figured out. They figure out a way to win. I'm a Bears fan. I get it. That probably shouldn't count.
Yeah.
A blocked field goal against the Bears, like, well, duh.
Yeah.
We always knew you were going to win that game.
Yeah.
I guess Jordan Loves owns us.
Yeah, he's the new owner.
The last quarterback, whoever he was, just handed the pink slip over to Love.
Love has the he has the stick now.
And now we are looking at Green Bay at a 2-point favorite. This line opened up at about 1.5 Green Bay, and it is slowly creeping up, money coming in on the Packers.
Yeah, Andy, and I think it's just because they're at home. But at some point, you got to think that San Francisco is going to be able to put a really good game together offensively.
You're thinking CMC here.
I am thinking CMC here, but I just think that they have to click at some point offensively, and I really think it could be this weekend. But he's
Bosa, questionable. Kittle, questionable. Brock Purdy, questionable.
Right.
I think all three of those guys are going to play.
Right.
But obviously they are listed on the injury report as of right now.
Yeah, and one of the things that's giving me a really hard, sell on the Packers, they have just combined for 34 points in their last two outings, Andy. That's very tough for me to get behind them when they're not scoring a lot of points, especially against a team. If some of those guys play, is a very good offense and have showed that they can score a lot of points, just haven't yet this season. All that being said, I do believe that the Packers squeak out a win here. I think they get them at the end, probably kick a field goal or score a touchdown late, and the 49ers just can't come away with it. I do believe the Packers get away with a win.
It's just one of those seasons for the 49ers where they're right there, but they just can't get over that hump.
Yeah.
And talking about those points being scored, Green Bay has smacked the under 4 of their last 6 games.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that over-under at 47.5.
Yeah.
This line opened up at 47.5, has not moved.
And I think you kind of got to look at the under, at least, at the notion. The 49ers have been below 24 points in 3 of their last 4 games themselves. So it wouldn't be surprising to see a lower scoring, defensive-heavy finish here. So I like the under as my best bet of the game.
Yeah,
but I'm still rolling with the Packers, especially at -1.5.
And it's only supposed to be 8 or 9 degrees above freezing, but it is the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. So that's just the way it is, and that usually does not help the offense.
It does not.
So I think that's why this line hasn't moved much, because people like to bet the over. Otherwise, they stay away from it.
Andy, and I think you got to go with the Packers this late in the season at home.
The Packers, they're 7-3 for a reason.
Yes.
And they are in a little bit of a race here for the NFC North.
No doubt about it.
They got to keep pace.
Got to stay there.
Yeah.
Got to stay there.
Vikings are right there, are right a half game, full game ahead of them. All right, let's move on to Sunday night.
Woo!
The Philadelphia
Good
Eagles, another one of those teams that I like to dog on, but they just keep winning.
They're
8-2 overall. They are heading on out to L.A., going to play in SoFi Stadium to take on the Rams, who are also 5-5. Here we have a road favorite. It's been bet up to a square 3. The Eagles are your 3-point favorite.
Yeah, just like we were just talking about with San Francisco 49ers, the Rams need these wins. They're 5-5, Andy. And in the NFC West, they have to get this win.
Oh, they're only a game behind Arizona.
Exactly. Yep. That's what I'm saying. The Rams put up 28 points in their last game against New England. I believe that they're going to have success in this game as well. Stafford, still really, really good. Cooper Kupp looks.
He's awesome.
It just looks like he's kind of good. I just believe the Panthers need the Rams need this win and are gonna find success in this game. I know I know that it's probably going against the grain, but I'm taking that Rams +3.
That was like wishful thinking. I was going to say that's a Freudian slip, but I can't even come up with that. Panthers, Rams.
No, it doesn't sound anything the same. That's so bad of me.
That total's been bet up to 48.5, and that
Yeah.
makes sense because when the Rams turn it on, they turn it on.
For sure.
And sometimes the Eagles' offense, you're like, no one can stop them. No one can stop them. The tush push, they still use it.
They still use it.
Yeah. Husker shout out, Jurgens.
Yeah,
is
Cam.
the center now. Jalen Hurts still likes to run in those touchdowns, which
Yeah.
we've seen this entire season. And they're just grinders.
They are.
The Eagles are grinders. I don't think they've ever really had a too lofty of a point spread, no matter who they're playing.
Of course not.
There a lot of times they are the favorite, but this is what you're looking at: 2.5, 3.5, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what we have right here. However, they're on the road with a desperate team. That's why you like the Rams?
It is, Andy. And I think the defense for L.A. is going to keep this close enough that Stafford's going to have a chance late, and I believe he's going to come in and take it. I think they win this game outright. So take a look at that +125 money line for the Rams at home. I really like the Rams this week, Andy, especially if you're on the +3 points.
Yeah, I was looking at some of these other books, shopping it around, right?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at 130, 135
Yeah,
on that money
there you
line.
go.
So, that's an enticing little bit of a wager.
For sure.
Right there. All righty. Monday night.
This is going to be awesome.
Let's do it. The Baltimore Ravens are heading on out to L.A. to play in SoFi.
Yeah.
To take on the Chargers, who are 7-3, 4-1 at home. They
Yeah.
are 4-1 at home. Ravens have been, you want to say up and down, but no, they are pretty gosh darn dominant. Lost a heartbreaker against Pittsburgh last week. I mean, that's going to happen. It's Mike Tomlin
plays them.
Yeah,
Harbaugh, Tomlin, chess match. It's just going to always be close and go one way or the other at the end. So
yeah, so you can. I don't want to say throw that one out the window. If anything, it showed me that the Ravens are
good.
They're good, right? But they are your 3-point favorite on the road once again. What is with these teams in LA being the 3-point home dogs all the time?
Well, they don't have a lot of fans that go to their games. That's the reason. But Los Angeles really comes into this matchup, like J.O. was saying, playing their best football of the season. That's why he's jumping on them as a Super Bowl contender, because you know what? They probably are, as they have won 4 in a row, and and they will be at home for this game. Like you said, the Chargers have one of the best defensive units in the NFL. A lot of people are overlooking that and just saying, oh, J.K. Dobbins got it going on. Justin Herbert got it going on. No, this defense is really, really good, Andy. But they are playing against the former 2-time MVP and the king himself, King Henry. I'll tell you one thing,
a little bit of
Andy,
an upgrade over J.K. Dobbins.
Just a little bit. Andy, where this over is right now, 50.5, 51.
Yeah.
I love the over. Lots of points on Monday night. Monday night. This is going to go over 51 points.
Harbaugh. Both those guys are over guys, right?
They love it.
But you know what? The Chargers, you just made the argument a couple segments ago with the Indiana Hoosiers as being posers.
Yep.
That is what the Chargers are. Look at this schedule. You're talking about this 4-game winning streak. New Orleans, Cleveland, Tennessee, and Cincinnati gave them everything they could. Cincinnati tried to hand them the game, and then they charging. They tried to.
They did.
And Cincinnati felt like they let one slip when they were losing by like 3 touchdowns at one point.
Yes.
I really like Baltimore here in this spot.
Yeah.
Can they cover? Yes, they can cover. Would I like to get that 2.5, that hook? I don't like it at the square 3 as much, but I still like, you know what? If it stays at that 3, maybe I look at the -150, the -140 money line for the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that, Andy. The only thing that comes to question there, Andy, is Justin Tucker. Did he fall off? It looks like he has, Andy.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a real big reason for people down the stretch if they're going to bet on the Baltimore Ravens, because they always knew that they had that 3 points in their back pocket. If they can get close to the 50-yard line, they are going to get that 3 points. It looks like he's fallen off a little bit, Andy, and that could be a reason not to bet on the Ravens late in the season. But I love this over. This Baltimore Ravens offense is one of the best offenses in the NFL. Their defense is horrendous. The Chargers are going to be able to score. Lamar's going to have to keep pace. King Henry's going to get a push late. Ravens win late. over 51 points.
Yeah. Okay. So that you like the over. I like the Baltimore, maybe with that money line, depending on where that point spread goes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and Landon McConkey,
Lad
McConkey is the leading receiver for the Chargers.
Of course.
So J.O. got that right too.
He was right.
Man,
he
is
pick
on
him
it.
in fantasy, and before the season started, I love it.
Yeah. All right. So you are the parlay pounder.
Yes.
Do you have a parlay play?
I got a 3-teamer, Andy, and
Let's
they're
hear it.
all going to hit this week. They are all going to hit this
They
week.
gotta hit.
I am going with the Detroit Lions, -6.5 at Indianapolis. They blow these guys out of the water first leg. And then I got Denver going in to Las Vegas as a 6-point road favorite, taking the Broncos to put the Raiders in their spot.
Okay.
And then to round it out, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going in to New York. Favored 5.5 points. I'm going all road favorites.
Whoa.
All road favorites in the NFL. $25 to win 136. Going back through it, I got Detroit -6.5, Denver -6, and Tampa Bay -5.5.
Oh, Denver, the donkeys.
The
donkeys going to Las Vegas. Oh boy.
They could win this 7-0, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Wow, that's surprising that it's not surprising. Well, that'll about do it for us this week, folks. So be sure to follow us on ESPN Tri-City Radio and their Facebook page and over on X. And if you haven't already, give us a look-see over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, a thumbs up. One guy was throwing some shade at us, but he actually called us experts. I love that.
Yeah,
Thank
that's pretty
you.
good. That's a very good. He thought he was making fun of us, but that is an actual compliment coming to us.
That was like, what's that, Bluto, the college movie?
Blue Chips?
No, where they're all drunk. It's in the dorms. You know what I'm talking about with the togas?
Animal House.
Animal House. Where the sorority chick goes, "You weren't that great." And the guy's like, I'm great. That's what I was thinking.
There you go.
Right there.
But yeah.
And you're also holding the fort down over on TikTok, right?
Yeah, make sure you follow us at WTL Sports Betting on TikTok. We got everything going into primetime games in the NFL and college football.
For Jabron, the Parlay Pounder, I'm Andy Klassen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.